Welcome to Kelleher Field, the site of tonight's Shamrocks game as they take on the Mill City Eagles. The Shamrocks have won their last two games after dropping their first. That's the good news. The bad news is that they seem to have lost their quarterback this week in Blake Rice. Connor, is that going to have a big difference, do you think, on the offense in this game tonight?
I think it will have a little bit of a difference, but overall, I think the Shamrocks' biggest factor on offense is their running game. And we saw last week they rushed for almost 75 yards in that win against Southern New England. They put up 37 points and blanked Southern New England. So I think the running game is going to be a strong factor for them tonight. I don't anticipate it being that big of a loss, not having Blake Rice. Obviously, you want to always keep your starting quarterback healthy and in the game, but I think they're going to look to the running game tonight to be a strong factor.
Now, that defense that you had mentioned, over the course of their 3 games that they've played this season, they've only given up 2 touchdowns and 1 field goal. Do you see that changing at all tonight against a Mill City team that seems to be undermanned?
I think their defense has been their most important factor of their whole season thus far. They've gotten pressure on the quarterback. The DBs have shut down opposing wide receivers. They've stuffed the run game. So when you put all those things together, their defense is really been unstoppable for them, and I think it's going to continue that way for them tonight.
All right, we'll see. When we come back, we're going to have our interview with Chris Chambers. Stay tuned. We're here pregame with owner and head coach Chris Chambers. Chris, you guys have won your last 2 games, so that's the good news about it. But unfortunately, in the first half, you guys lost Blake Rice to injury. Can you tell me what his status is going into this game tonight?
Yeah, that was a tough one to take. It's he's kind of he's our man this year, so kind of the face of the team, and losing him, for that game or any amount of time is a big hit for us. So he's got a minor AC sprain, which is the good news. It's nothing too serious. It's painful, but with some rest and some time off, he should be returned to 100%. So it's like we tell him, it's a sprint, not a marathon. We want him to be ready at the end of the year, and now isn't as important as then. So. Luckily we have some luxuries, and we're able to. He's going to rest today, and we have our Corey Spencer's coming in, former quarterback for our team for a number of years, a record setter for us, is coming in to fill those boots today.
So your playbook or the play or the strategy isn't really going to change much because you have Corey in there?
It won't change too much. I mean, basically the system is the same. There's a few wrinkles that Corey's not with, but he was at practice the other night and looked fantastic. We kind of reverted a few things back to his language, but our playbook hasn't changed too much in that time, so it's not a big lift for him. I mean, a few things that you'll see, Corey doesn't have the big arm. He's more of a guy that's going to take the small stuff and let the receivers make some plays. So you'll see a little bit more dink and dunk, quick throwing instead of more sitting back and waiting for the bigger play to happen. So a little bit different play.
And Graham Asom also kind of got banged up at the end of last week's game. Can you tell me about his status going into tonight?
Yeah, he's going to play. A little bit light duty. We had originally considered have him, be the quarterback. Towards the end of the game, he had a big guy kind of fall on him. He's not used to being in the middle. He's used to being on the edges and being able to avoid a hit, but it's a little bit tougher when you're in the box like that. So he's going to play receiver, but no kick returns, anything like that where, he's be on the edges, be out there to make some plays for us. And he's got a rapport with Spencer too, so that'll be nice for us.
Great. Well, the Shamrocks are 2-1, and tonight they take on the Mill City Eagles. Good luck to you and you guys tonight.
Thank you.
Takes the handoff here. Kohler rolls out, puts it up. He's got a man. Touchdown, number 84. He's laying on the end, looking for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Frank Day.
Hello and welcome to Kelleher Field for WMCT Sports Game Day. Tonight, the Marlboro Shamrocks playing home game number 2 of the season against the Mill City Eagles based out of North Chelmsford. The 0-2 Eagles have been outscored 92-40 so far in their 2 contests. In Week 2, they lost at Southern New England 36-27, and in Week 3, they were demolished at home by the Boston Bandits 56-13. They were on their bye last week, so Mill City had 2 weeks to figure out how they're going to turn their season around before they fall too far behind in the Colonial Conference standings. On the other side, the 2-1 Shamrocks, after losing their opening game against Southern Maine, have won back-to-back games. First against Troy City, 21-7, and last week, coming off the bye, in Week 3, they defeated the Southern New England Admirals in a 37-0 blowout. Quarterback Blake Rice was injured in the first half of last week's game and replaced by hometown product Graham Asom. But tonight, it'll be quarterback Corey Spencer who will be taking the field in his stead. Game time temperature is 78 degrees. Marlboro's wearing their home green uniforms, white trim and numerals. The Eagles are wearing their road whites with burgundy numerals and gold helmet. I'm joined in the broadcast booth by Connor Clement. Connor, how's it going tonight?
Good, Matt. Good to be back, man. Game 2 here at Kelleher Field. Shamrocks looking to make another statement. Only 7 points yielded up at home so far this season, only the 1 game, but defensively they looked dominating last time out here. And last week, obviously, the shutout against Southern New England, they're going to look to continue on that success tonight.
Shamrocks get the ball first, and we're off. Short kickoff. To be fielded at the 33. He actually gets up with it, and he's got room to run. He takes it down the sideline. Grosses has room. He has got 1 man to beat. Still on his feet. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown on the opening kickoff. Wow. What an incredible effort by Zach Grosses.
Wow. That was an amazing recovery there.
68-yard kickoff return touchdown.
Grasses knew he didn't get touched there when he went to the ground to pick the ball up. Got back up quickly into the house, man. What a play.
What a play to start the game off for the Shamrocks. No need for the new quarterback to get on the field just yet. He'll have to wait at least 1 more series. Shamrocks take a 6-0 lead rather, with the extra point pending.
I think, Matt, that probably took 10 seconds or less off the clock, so a lot of time left. Still already 7-0 with so much time is amazing.
Caruso's extra point is good. With only 9 seconds elapsed here in the opening quarter, the Shamrocks take a 7-0 lead.
And I honestly didn't see that happening off that kickoff. I saw the kick and I was like, okay, that's going to be probably down by one of the bigger guys up front for the Shamrocks. But Grasses had other intentions there.
He fell on the ball at the 32-yard line. The Eagles had 2 or 3 guys go over him. He was never touched, gets up, breaks it down the sideline for a touchdown.
His own teammate Josh Rhodes actually flew in there, tried to make a block on the Mill City defender there. And you heard a little bit of a helmet nick from the field, and ultimately he prevented the Mill City Eagle defender from touching Grasses, which was a huge part of that play.
First kickoff return or punt return touchdown for the season for the Shamrocks.
With that field goal, the PAT, I should say, rather, I think Pat Caruso now a perfect 10 for 10 on the season.
Shamrocks kick it off, fielded at the 25-yard line, takes it up the right side. Still untouched, still on his feet, past the 35 and taken down at the 36-yard line, where Mill City will begin their first drive of the game.
And this is the side of the ball for the Shamrocks that everyone's excited to see. Obviously, defensively, they've been unbeaten this year, shutting out Southern New England, as I mentioned before, last week, yielding 7 points the first go-around here at Kelleher Field. it's going to be exciting to see what the Shamrocks have up their sleeve defensively tonight. This team put up 26 points in their last game against Southern New England, and the Shamrocks shut out Southern New England 37-0. So it'll be interesting to see how they look offensively.
Eagles come out in shotgun formation. Four receivers rather, single back. Handoff up the middle, snuffed out immediately by the Shamrock front line. And guess who it is? Gross is coming in. Running back, safety, and kick return specialist. Does it all.
For the Shamrocks, their run defense has been fantastic. Last week, 15 rushing attempts by the Southern New England Admirals for a whopping negative 22 yards.
That's not going to get it done. Eagles still in shotgun. Trips left. Quarterback Johnny Granfield, the 5'11 quarterback, drops back. He's got pressure immediately and taken down for the sack. And that was number 19, Hump Souza. 2 plays, 2 negative gains for the Eagles to start. Then all Shamrocks here.
As well as the run defense, they have no problem getting to the quarterback. They had 4 sacks last week against Southern New England. They constantly put pressure on the opposing quarterback, which is huge for them defensively.
Let's go, Jay!
3rd down and 13 here for the Eagles. Granfield drops back, finds somebody on the right-hand side, and he overshoots his intended receiver, or target rather, Allen Hamilton. And with that, 3 and out for the Eagles, and they'll be forced to punt.
Perfect start for the Shamrocks all around. Get the kick return touchdown, get a 3 and out quickly on defense. Corey Spencer's going to get his first go around at quarterback here tonight. Unless the Shamrocks return a punt for a touchdown, which would be absolutely crazy. Interesting not to see Graham Asom back there returning the punt here.
Well, he was injured at the end of last week's game, so they might just be kind of keeping him from taking on any unnecessary hits.
Almost blocked there,
Punts.
Matt.
Gets off a nice punt. Back to return it is Lamar Edmonds. Edmonds takes it up the left-hand side, gets it past the 40, makes a man miss, and taken down at the 46-yard line, where the Shamrocks offense will begin their first drive.
Perfect field position for the Shamrocks there, Matt.
And here comes quarterback Corey Spencer, seeing his first action of the season. Shamrock offense much improved last week, scoring 4 touchdowns. They'd only scored 3 over their first 2 games.
Yeah, you mentioned Graham Asom. They're going to be careful with his injury. He's on the sideline currently. He's their leading receiver on the season. So we'll see how that will affect the offense here. New quarterback, no Graham Asom. I think they're going to look to the running game.
Shamrocks come out in the pistol, handoff up the middle. They give it to Kamani Jones, and he barrels forward. Pickup of about 5 or 6 on the play. Solid pickup on first down. Kamani Jones didn't see a lot of action last week. That was predominantly taken up by Enkel and Grosses.
Yeah, Jones was big in the first game here at Keller Field, though. They have a 3-headed monster kind of at running back, so they'll look to mix it up here tonight.
Another handoff up the middle. Breaks the tackle. Kamani Jones has enough for the first down.
A couple of broken tackles there for Kamani Jones. He's running the ball well so far.
Quick huddle. Shamrocks on the move. Single back, 4 receiver set. Spencer yet to throw a pass. Oh, a little miscommunication. The ball is snapped. Kamani Jones fields it and then just gets taken down for a huge loss. Loss of 11 on the play. Clear miscommunication there between the center and new quarterback Corey Spencer.
I was about to say before they had that big loss on that previous play that I like the Shamrocks coming out, handing the ball off a few times, trying to get their quarterback comfortable in the offense before throwing him into the fire and making him throw some passes. But now it looks like he's going to be forced here to throw some passes.
Second and very long. Slant pass to Trayvon Neal. Pickup of about 4 to 5 on the play. Trayvon Neal, the 6'3" wide receiver from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
That was a good, easy, safe throw for Spencer there to make his first pass attempt. You know, get it into your receiver's hands. Let him go to work. Just nothing doing on that one. The defense of Mill City able to corral him just for a short gain.
In our pregame interview with Coach Chambers, he alluded to the fact that that would probably be the case throughout the course of the game. A lot of short passes and dink and dunk, as he put it. 3rd down and 16. Spencer drops back, puts it on the right side, has Neal. Pick up about 10 or 11 on the play, but still well short of the first down marker. That'll bring up 4th down. This is outside of Pat Caruso's range, so I imagine they'll be going for it here on 4th.
If you're Marlboro, you might as well go for it. Short yardage here. Your defense is playing very, very well. Doesn't look like Mill City's going to have much success offensively tonight. I know it's early, but you saw what the Shamrocks did defensively in their first defensive possession. So I like this call by the Shamrocks to try and extend that 7-0 lead early on.
Pistol formation, hand up the middle. Kamani Jones goes off tackle right. I think he's short. They're marking it short, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. 2 officials called it short. They may want to bring the chains out, though, to measure it, just to make sure.
Yeah, they're going to have to measure that. I think you were right on the call, Matt. He's probably short. I think his knee came down, probably about a yard short of the marker, but when it's that close, you got to bring the chains out. And this would be a huge stop for Mill City. The Shamrocks, all the momentum thus far early on.
After a horrific start, the touchdown, the 3 and out. Give them some positive momentum. Maybe they can build off of. I mean, let's be honest, they're going to need a lot of breaks to fall their way tonight if they're going to have any type of chance.
Absolutely.
And it looks like they just made it by the nose of the ball, 1st down.
They got it. That may have been a generous spot there by the referee. And nonetheless, the Shamrocks will take it, 1st down, continue their drive.
That's surprising. The initial call on the field by 2 different referees was that ball was short, but they measure it. Shamrocks get the 1st down, and the clock rolls inside of 8:40 to go here in the 1st. 7-0 Shamrocks. Spencer gets the shotgun snap, looks to his left, finds Johnny Moores Jr. on the left-hand side, and he's taken down.
Another good safe throw there by number 18. He found his man on the outside.
After the miscommunication on the play about 3 or 4 plays ago, Spencer's looked pretty well, pretty good. He's completed his last 3 passes.
That's really all you have to do tonight if you're Spencer. You got to control the offense, make safe throws, let your receivers try and make a play after they get the ball in their hands.
Kamani Jones, the running back in the backfield. Spencer rolls to his right, finds Jones out of the backfield. Jones has the corner, and he's in! Touchdown, Shamrocks! Spencer to Jones. 18-yard touchdown pass that puts the Shamrocks up 13-0.
That was a design rollout there. You saw as soon as Spencer took the snap, he rolled out to the right side. He wanted to find Kamani Jones from the start, and he just got too far outside for those defensive backs to catch him and turn the corner. Big touchdown there for Jones. A lot of time here still left in the first quarter. It's going to be interesting to see Mill City's offensive game plan now when they get the ball back.
Caruso's extra point is up, and it is true. With 7:36 to go here in the first quarter, the Marlboro Shamrocks lead the Mill City Eagles 14-0. We'll take a quick break here on WMCT Sports. Welcome back to Kelleher. 14-0 Shamrocks after an incredibly impressive performance so far. Shamrocks returned the opening kickoff, 68 yards for a touchdown. And on their second drive, they went 44 yards, capped off by an 18-yard touchdown strike from Spencer to Kamani Jones. Nice kickoff. Shoots it all the way into the end zone. I'm not sure why they were pursuing it at all, but it's a touchback.
For the latest in breaking news and happenings going on in and around Marlboro, make sure you follow our news team on Twitter at WMCT_TV. And to keep up with the local sports scene of Marlboro, including updates and interviews throughout the season with the Shamrocks, follow us at WMCT Sports. Yeah, Mill City not prepared for that boot at all. That was a great kickoff. They weren't even sure how to field that. Obviously, going into the end zone, it's an automatic touchback. It's a good start for the Shamrocks defensively here.
Eagles went 3 and out on their first possession. 2 negative plays and then an incomplete pass. Receiver in motion. Handoff is the jet sweep. Shamrocks ready for it. Gain of maybe about 1.
Had the trickery there by Mill City, not fooling Marlboro at all. The corners for the Shamrocks staying home on that play. Nothing doing on the sweep.
Sorry about that, Connor. Run by number 18, Dre Ryu, excuse me.
I think Mill City's going to have a real tough time running the ball tonight. They're going to have to look for the quick passes over the middle outside, the dink and dunks, as you mentioned before, Matt. I think that's going to be their bread and butter if they want to get back in this one.
Eagles, trips left, quick hand up off the middle, again snuffed out. Nothing doing for that running game so far.
They're not going to have much success running against this team tonight. They're going to have to change that to an offensive style, or excuse me, a passing style offense here quick.
That rush was from number 25 for the Eagles, Stephen Pelletier.
Now it's 3rd and long for the Eagles, and you know the Shamrocks are going to bring the blitz on this guy, make him uncomfortable. He's going to have to get the ball out of his hands quick here.
3rd down and 7. Garnfield gets it, feels the pressure, rolls out of the pocket. And he doesn't have it. He is taken down for the sack. Will, early in the 3rd, comes in off the edge and takes down Garfield for the sack. That forces 4th down.
You almost knew that was coming, as I mentioned right before the play. They were going to bring the blitz, but Mill City unprepared there. Left their quarterback hanging to dry there in the backfield and swallowed up quickly.
Mill City looks overwhelmed in all 3 phases of the game so far: offense, defense, and special teams.
Well, when you come out and you try and run the ball against a team that beat you to negative 22 yards rushing in a whole game, you'd think that the game plan would be a little different than let's rush the football up the middle. But clearly so far that is the game plan for the Eagles, and they're paying for it. Going to be on the Eagles.
Another mental mistake from the Eagles. False start that'll push them back.
7-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 7. Lamar Jackson back, or Lamar Edmonds back. Excuse me, I'm thinking about my potential fantasy football team.
Oh, what a
Terrible punt. It only rolls to about the 38-yard line where the Shamrocks will take over and begin their second possession of the day.
Matt, it seems like things are just getting easier for the Shamrocks here, and there's still almost 5 minutes on the clock in the first quarter. Not going well for the Mill City Eagles.
Nothing Shamrocks here. They changed the time back to 6:50 on the clock. I'm not sure if that's right. It is, all right.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing over there.
Okay.
Shamrocks have Graham Asom at the bottom of the screen there, back on the field for the first time tonight.
Spencer gets the shotgun snap, rolls out to his left. Finds Johnny Moore Jr. cutting across the middle. That pass is complete for a 7-yard gain.
Spencer did have some time there to stay in the pocket. He chose to roll out towards the left there, but so far Marlboro giving him a good pocket of protection back there. Drops back to pass.
Pistol formation, 4 receivers. 2 on either side. Graham Asom at the bottom of your screen. Anktel, the lone back. Fake handoff, goes to Asom on the side. He breaks the tackle, and he is gone. Graham Asom, touchdown Shamrocks.
Beautiful little wide receiver screen to their best offensive player. All you got to do is put the ball in the guy's hands and let him go to work like you just saw there. Explosive in all aspects of the game. And Marlboro is cruising here early on in this one.
Number 16, Zach Caruso on the point after.
Hello, Matt. Graham Asom doesn't look injured to me.
Well, he certainly looked healthy on that play, but the way that this one's going, it may just be a better decision to maybe not play him so much for the rest of this game.
Big game next week.
Well, that puts the Shamrocks up 20-0. Caruso with the extra point, and he is perfect. Caruso 3 for 3 on extra points. With 6:13 to go here in the first quarter, the Shamrocks are throttling the Eagles 21-0. I think it's safe to say that the wheels are coming off for Mill City.
Yeah, and this is scary for Mill City because the Shamrocks seem to be playing at a higher level than they did last week against Southern New England in a game which they blanked them 37-0. Already 21-0 here with over 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
This team looks like they should be a single A or a double A. They don't look like they belong in the Triple A Colonial Conference. It's still early. There's still a lot of football to be played, but not competitive so far. The Eagles have yet to gain even a yard, I believe, on any one of their plays so far.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned before, they came out and they tried to run the ball up the gut against a team that snuffs the run, probably as good or better than any team in the league. That can't be your offensive game plan against a team like the Shamrocks. You got to mix it up a little bit. We saw that sweep play, but they stayed home on the corners. They swallowed the guy up real quick. You got to come out and try something by putting the ball in the air, quick passes.
Another quality kickoff. This time it's fielded at the 6. Turn man swallowed up at the 24-yard line.
And they even got their own men kind of blocking or tackling themselves there.
Kayvon Lewis comes up with the special teams tackle.
Looked like Nate Higgins there, his own teammate.
Personal foul on the
kind of put him backwards there.
There's a flag on the play. Personal foul, face mask.
Well, that's a big boost for the Mill City Eagles, but I don't know if it's going to help them all too much here.
That's going to put the ball all the way out to the 40-yard line, their best starting field position of the day. We'll see what Johnny Garfield and the Eagle offense can do with this quality field position. Eagles stay in the shotgun. Garfield drops back in the 3-drop set. Ooh, Orlando Anderson Prescott almost came up with the pick, and he had nothing but green in front of him.
Anderson Prescott gave him a gift there. Like you said, Matt, he had nothing but green in front of him. That should have been a pick six all the way to the house. I couldn't imagine if it was 27-0 right now, but that's what it should be.
Garfield's going to take a shot downfield. And that's it. Oh, no.
Wow.
Another easy pick dropped by the Shamrocks. This time it's Deshaun Perkins.
We know what the Shamrocks are going to be practicing this week. Some ball catching skills.
Coach Harpin not pleased.
That's 2 gifts in a row there. Christmas came early for number 7.
Those 2 dropped interceptions will bring up 3rd down and 10.
On that last play there, Matt, we saw the Shamrocks just bust through the seams and get pressure on Granfield there. He had no choice but to just release that thing like he did. But again, very lucky that wasn't picked off.
And that looks like that's the end of the first quarter here from Kelleher Field. Shamrocks are dominating, up by 21. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back here on WMCT Sports. We're back here at Kelleher for the beginning of the second quarter. Shamrocks dominating. 3rd down and 10 for the Eagle offense. Garfield, his last 2 attempts almost intercepted. He rolls out. Pass is complete. Looks like he has enough for the Eagle first down. First down of the game for Mill City.
And that's what Granfield and the Eagles have to do. He has to get creative back there in the pocket. Obviously had to roll out there to his right. Found his receiver for the first down, and that's a good start offensively here in the second quarter for the Eagles.
Garfield calling out the play to his line. Oh, it looks like we had some motion early. Garfield's just going to throw it up. And that pass is almost intercepted, but it doesn't matter. We have looks like we had some early movement from the Shamrocks line. I think it was Brandon Hampton that came across early. And then there may have been a penalty at the end of that play as well. I saw a late flag. Seems like we may have a roughing the passer. Oh. Number 53, Brandon Hampton, called for the roughing the passer. So 2 personal foul penalties have given the Eagles great field position here at the beginning of the second quarter.
Those are the penalties if you're the Shamrocks you want to stay away from. Marlboro did a great job last week in their game of limiting their penalties. I think they only had 2 penalties all game. But that's the type of penalty that's going to get this team in good field position. Now they're just outside the 30. You don't want to give them any momentum, being up 21-0 here early in the second quarter. You want to continue to push on the gas if you're Marlboro.
Four receivers set still for the Eagles. Garfield takes a shotgun snap, quick toss out to the flat. overshoots his intended receiver, number 8, David Brito-Reyes.
Honestly, Matt, it's probably a good thing he didn't catch that ball because Zach Grassis was coming in like a heat-seeking missile, and I think he would have been in a world of hurt if he caught that ball.
Eagle offense picking up the pace. Another, looks like it's going to be another offside penalty on the Shamrocks. Encroachment on the Shamrocks. This time it was number 47, Orlando Anderson Prescott, who was guilty of the penalty.
And I think the hand movements of Granfield kind of have the D-line and the Shamrocks a little confused. It's the second encroachment penalty on this drive. Obviously, the first one they declined and took the roughing the passer penalty, but Shamrocks just got to continue to watch the football and look to see when it's snapped.
3 penalties have set the Eagles up at the 28-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Garfield fakes the handoff, rolls out to his left. He has some room to run down the sideline, and he'll step out of bounds, picking up another Eagle first down.
That's number Eagles, first down.
Looks like that's where they're having most of their success, when Garfield rolls out of the pocket.
Yeah, definitely. When he improvises, tries to move outside the pocket, whether it be a run or a pass, that's where they're going to be successful tonight. Because Marlboro's going to put pressure on him all night long, and their run game is not going to be effective up front against that Marlboro D-line, so he's going to have to get creative back there like he just did.
We have another penalty.
That should be on the offense. 65, I think he jumped early on that one, the right tackle.
That it is.
55, excuse me.
That'll push the Eagles back to the 25-yard line. 1st and 15. Those are the types of penalties the Eagles cannot afford.
Especially if you get a couple gift penalties from the Shamrocks. You know, you don't want to push yourself back. They've struggled mightily trying to advance the ball offensively tonight, so they need all the help they can get.
Garfield again rolls out of the pocket, this time to the right. He's going to keep it. Oh, no, he pulls it back and he throws it. He's got a man in the end zone, and he's got it for a touchdown. What a play. Johnny Garfield, 25-yard touchdown strike.
Yeah, we just talked about it. Granfield getting creative. That's how this team is going to be successful. And that was a beautiful play there. You recognize that the defensive back started to close in, thinking it was going to be a run, and he saw his receiver right up the middle there, wide open, back of the end zone.
The secondary definitely came in thinking he was going to run.
Absolutely.
He pulled that back last second.
Well, it almost looked like he was pretty close to being past the line of scrimmage there. Able to stay just behind it and deliver the touchdown strike.
Pusion for the extra point. It's up, and it is no good. No good. Eagles score. And the score is now 21-6.
That's what we call a punch buttercut right there, Matt.
Tough drive for the Shamrock defense. 3 accepted penalties, blown coverage. It's not the Shamrocks defense that we've seen so far this season. Coach Harpin cannot be pleased.
And you have to believe that's probably just kind of a defensive mishap by the Shamrocks there, a little miscommunication. We mentioned they thought that it was going to turn into a run, so the defensive backs kind of cramped down more towards the line of scrimmage and ended up turning wrong on them, going bad for them. So I don't know if you're going to see too much of that from the Shamrocks team. They're pretty sound defensively.
Eagles have had a difficult time in the kick game so far. This kick only gets to about the 25. Fielded by Anderson Prescott. The big man lumbering downfield. Oh, gets it past the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Ooh, a little slow getting up is Orlando. Looks a little shaken up. Ooh, that could be a big loss for that Shamrock defense. It's having a difficult time putting pressure on that right leg. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and I was going to say, he lowered his shoulder pretty good before he was brought to the ground there, and I think he may have planted his foot wrong there because it looked like he almost tripped or fell before he got hit. But yeah, not a good sign at all for the Shamrocks. He's in some pain down there on the sideline.
He could barely make it to the sideline. We'll try to give you any updates as they become available later on. Back to the action. Shamrock offense. Handoff to Antle. Tries to go off tackle on the right-hand side. Taken down for about a 2 to 3 yard gain.
Brought down by number 39, Mike Melanson.
It's really unfortunate too, because 9 times out of 10 he never touches the ball in those kind of situations.
You could tell the way he kind of picked it up out of midair. He really wanted to field that kick. And it looked like he was heading off to the races there for a short minute. We hope he's okay.
Shamrock still in the single back 4-receiver set. Spencer looks to his left. Pass caught by Johnny Morris Jr. Nice catch, but doesn't pick up very much at all. Maybe a yard if he's lucky.
Not a great pass there by Spencer. Kind of left his guy hanging to dry, threw it out a little in front of him, but Johnny Morris Jr. with a nice grab.
You can start to feel the emotion and the energy in this game shifting more towards Mill City now.
Absolutely.
You think back at those 2 missed interceptions in that last defensive drive for the Shamrocks. If Mill City can come down and score on their next possession,
The Shamrocks still have Graham Asom, their best offensive weapon, sidelined. We just saw him on the 2 plays thus far in the game, one of them being that touchdown that he scored on the quick little wide receiver screen, turned it upfield. You have to wonder if this thing gets any closer. Are they going to force him back out on the field? But absolutely, this is a big pressure situation for Spencer now at quarterback. It's 3rd down. Decent yardage for him to pick up the 1st down, and this is going to have to be a nice throw.
Spencer's first 3rd and long of the game. Ankle the back with Spencer. Drops back. Sideline pass. Drop. Lewis dropped it. I think he may have recovered it though.
And that's going to be another close 1st down call.
I got the last one wrong, so I'd hate to guess, but I think that he's short.
I think they're signaling a 4th down. And from right here, it looks like he really is short.
Decision time for Coach Chambers.
I think Marlboro's calling for a little I formation. Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th.
4th down and a yard to go with the Shams.
Could see a little quarterback sneak up the middle here. Let's see.
A little confusion from the Shamrocks as to who's supposed to be in the game right now.
Yeah, they are confused. Looks like they're going to go ahead.
Shamrocks in the power I, but amidst all the confusion, they choose to call a timeout.
That's a good timeout call, Matt. Clearly confused from the minute they stepped up to the line of scrimmage there for 4th down. Looked like they had some player personnel problems.
associate head coach Rick Clemens in the middle of the huddle right now. Doesn't seem to be too happy with the lack of communication with his guys on the sideline there.
Looked like at first there, Matt, they only had 10 guys on the field offensively. Before you know it, the summer will be over, but don't worry because that means high school sports will be back, and we'll have the coverage you're looking for on WMCT Sports Wrap. Sports Wrap features the highlights, interviews, and player profiles from Marlboro High, Assabet Valley, and AMSA's athletic programs.
1 to 3.
Coming out of the timeout, Shamrocks get back into that power I formation. 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Moores goes in motion. Hank to the fullback, Grossis. Halfback will have another stoppage of play. And it's the Eagles this time that will take a timeout.
And Mill City not liking what they saw with the formation change. Johnny Morse Jr. audibling out wide there. I have to believe, though, the Shamrocks are going to try and keep it right up the middle here and run it I formation, try and pick up the short yardage first down.
Another nice turnout here for the Shamrocks' second home game of the season.
Nice night for football as well. It was supposed to rain maybe at some point, but it seems like we're eluding the showers for a little bit here.
4th down and 1. Quick handoff up the middle to Anktel. Anktel pushes the pile and picks up enough for the Shamrock first down. Shamrocks needed that first down.
First down, Shamrock.
As soon as he touched that, he knew he was getting that first down.
Having some clock difficulties, so we'll try to keep you abreast of the time as best we can. About midway through the second quarter.
We got nobody knows what they're doing. We were off by 6 minutes the first quarter.
Spencer out in the flat. Short pickup by number 8, Mitch Salage. Shamrocks continue to throw the ball short. You wonder if at some point they'll let Spencer open it up a little bit, take a shot downfield.
No,
Yeah, I think at some point we will see that, but thus far I think he's doing a good job of just controlling the tempo of the offense, letting the running game kind of pace the offense and making the short throws when need to be.
Second down and 8. Moores Jr. in motion. High snap, but Spencer reels it in. Drop pass. Oh, tipped and picked off by the defensive tackle. Number 96 rumbling. Spencer takes him down. Interception. Ball batted at the line, floats into the hands of number 96. And number 96 returns about 20 yards.
And you said it before, Matt. All the momentum has shifted suddenly to this Mill City Eagles team. I mean, that was a throw Spencer should not have made. He forced that. Mill City able to get the hand on the ball there and an easy interception there for number 96.
Interception made by the 315-pound defensive tackle, Alex Chop Stewart. I do love these nicknames when they have them there. It's perfect.
Looked like Vince Wilfork out there.
We'll see what Mill City can do here. Down 15, 21-6. Garnfield passes out into the flat. Ball tipped and then caught. Nice athletic play to reel it in by number 14, DJ Dawkins, but only for about a half yard.
Yeah, that was a great catch. Way to stay with it. All the credit to him in the world. But Belazar really did a nice job of holding on to his leg, wrapping him up, and bringing him down there.
Big moment in the game for the Shamrocks defense. Shamrocks in their 4-3. Hampton showing a little pressure. Garnfield changed the play at the line. Shamrocks showing pressure. Ooh. Oh, it was the offensive line that moved early. Hampton drew the offensive lineman offside. And that'll push the Eagles back 5.
And Anderson Prescott for the Shamrocks still out, as we know. One of their best interior linemen, so having to do without him, and so far they're still continuing to put the pressure on the quarterback.
He was laying on the ground being attended to for some time, but he's back up on the bench. We could find out whether or not he'll be able to come back in the game in the second half. Shamrocks bring the pressure. Oh, that ball was caught. Oh, they're going to rule it incomplete. Nice play by the Shamrocks secondary to jar that ball loose.
I think he had that, but
Must not have gotten that second foot down.
I think
Didn't make the football move.
I think Hayward was able to get his hand in and bat the ball free there. Good play by him defensively. This would be a huge stop for the Shamrocks after giving up the interception. Mill City brought it back inside the 40-yard line.
3rd down and 15 for the Eagles. Garnfield has to move out of the pocket, and he is swallowed up. No gain. That's 4th down. And it looks like the Eagles are bringing on the punt unit. Nice defensive stand there for the Shamrocks.
Yeah, huge momentum builder to try and swing the momentum back in your favor if you're the Shamrocks. Getting the sack on 3rd down there and forcing the Eagles to punt.
And we'll see how the Shamrocks come out with this next possession and see if they look to just take time off the clock and get into the locker room, or if they push the issue.
Well, we mentioned before the game, Matt, we asked ourselves if the Shamrocks would have trouble without Blake Rice, and it seems thus far they are struggling a little bit offensively.
Edmonds fields it at the 15, goes up the left sideline, breaks the tackle. Pushed, oh, he didn't push it out of bounds. He cuts it back across the other side. Oh my goodness, he has room. Room up the right side. He's still on his feet, past the 50, past the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he is in for the touchdown.
Wow.
What an amazing return by number 1, Lamar Edmonds. His 3rd straight game with a score.
He is dead out of breath in the end zone, but what a play by Edmonds. Now the Shamrocks, a punt and a kick return touchdown on the night. Unbelievable awareness by Edmonds. A lot of the players on the field thought he stepped out of bounds here.
I did too.
On their own sideline.
I was blocked by some of the people on the sideline, but he ran it down the sideline to about the 30, cut it back all the way across the field, and then ran 70 more yards for the touchdown. What an absolutely gorgeous play.
Great effort by the whole Shamrocks team to stay aware, blocking, leading the way for Edmonds all the way to the end zone as well.
On a night where the Shamrocks don't have their starting quarterback, on a night where the defense isn't playing as sharp as we're accustomed to seeing them, it's the special teams that's coming up huge for the Shamrocks. The extra point by Caruso, not dead center, but good enough. Caruso 4 for 4 on those extra points, and now Shamrocks lead 28-6.
And if your special teams is going to play this way and give you 14 points already in this game before halftime, you know, having your starting quarterback out with an injury hasn't really been an issue for them thus far. I was saying before they fielded the punt that it started to become a little bit of an issue on some of the 3rd down, longer yardage plays. not being able to take those shots down the field and forcing the ball down the field, but if they continue to score those touchdowns, it won't be a problem.
Over their first 3 games, the Shamrocks didn't have a kickoff or punt return, and they have one of each here tonight. Still not quite sure how much time is remaining in the half. I would guess that there's probably a couple of minutes remaining, but I guess we'll see.
Less than 15 minutes. You did 2-minute warning there, so.
Check somebody! Stay in your lane!
22-point lead for the Shamrocks. Squib kick up the middle. Not fielded cleanly, and then eventually picked up around the 20. Number 36 takes it up the left-hand side, cuts back towards the middle, and then taken down at the 37-yard line. Ader Mesidor, if I got that correctly, or if I got that correct, the 5'9" running back from Lawrence, Massachusetts. Shamrocks defense hasn't looked great on their last couple of possessions. Let's see what they can do here before the halftime break. No matter what, though, I'm sure one thing that Coach Harpin's going to be talking to his group about going into the locker room is all the penalties that they've committed so far here in the first half. Eagles continue to come out in the shotgun 4-receiver set. Arnfield out to the right, dropped. Throw on the money, but Dre Ryu, the 5'10" wide receiver, not able to reel it in, not bring up second down at 10.
Not a good start for Mill City after that Shamrock touchdown. Granfield put the ball right on the numbers for his receiver and botched that catch.
Mill City had their window. They had an opportunity to get back in this game, but they just couldn't take advantage of it.
They definitely did. Yeah, that interception, you almost felt like they were going to go down and score, get it into a one-possession game. Obviously, the Shamrocks forced a 3-and-out. Great defense.
Spencer hasn't been, perfect so far in this game by any stretch of the imagination, but on that pick, he's the one that actually took the defensive tackle down. Otherwise, he could have had that touchdown going back.
Look there for the Eagles like they designed a QB run, but that was going nowhere.
Shamrocks sniff it out, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and very long.
The only thing that's worked for Mill City tonight is when Granfield has had a pass play dialed up, and he's been able to get outside the pocket and create something with his feet, whether that be a pass down the field to the sideline or he turns it up and runs it himself. A designed run play has not worked for them once tonight against the Shamrock
Traditional
defense.
run plays also, nothing. And that's the 2-minute warning. Shamrocks lead by 22, 28-6. We'll take a quick break and we'll see you on the other side of the timeout. Back here at Kelleher. Eagles looking at a 3rd and 12. Aside from one drive, a couple of possessions ago, the Eagles have had a very difficult time moving the ball at all. Now it looks like that's going to be another penalty on the line.
Yeah, I think that's going to be offside on the Mill City Eagles. Yep.
The Eagles continue to shoot themselves in the foot. Push them back 5. Make it a 3rd and 17.
This is not good for the Eagles. They have to move the ball downfield a little bit here. We saw what happened to them when they had to punt from way deep in their own territory last time. Marlboro ended up with the ball on their own 38-yard line.
Let's see if Marlboro sends any type of pressure.
I have to think they would. But you want to stay home on the edges because Granfield is very mobile.
Moves up in the pocket, has nothing, has to move out of the pocket. Moving to his left, finds a receiver.
Fourth
The
down.
pass is caught, but that is about 3-4 yards short of the first down marker, and the Shamrocks will take over on downs.
Good timeout call by the Shamrocks there. They definitely want to add some points to the board here before the half.
Shamrocks ball. Correction on the fourth down on the play.
Oh, I was ahead of myself. Got ahead of myself by one play. That sets up fourth down.
If you're Mill City, you almost don't even want to kick to the Shamrocks tonight after they've returned a kickoff and a punt return already in one half for touchdowns.
Number 13, Eric Adjaman, back to return. Just gets the punt off.
Almost blocked there.
Pretty poor punt. That will peter out at about the 39-yard line where the Shamrocks will take over.
And Matt, now we could see Spencer kind of open up. You got a big enough lead where you can let him kind of get comfortable back there, maybe take a few shots down the field to try and extend the lead here before half.
I guess it depends on where they are right now with Blake Rice and his injury. If they feel like that Blake's going to be on the shelf for any period of time, then yeah, I think that you want to give Spencer some experience and being able to open up the offense a little bit.
I mean, the offensive line has given him a pretty good pocket tonight. I know he's forced a lot of passes out of his hand quickly on his own decision, you know, to try and get the short passes outside and just across the middle. But if he's going to take some shots, they're going to have to hold that protection up for him.
Graham Asom in the game at the bottom of your screen. And I believe that's Zach Grossis in the backfield. Screen pass goes to Kamani Jones. Kamani goes up the middle. He's got a seam and busts it out to about the 50-yard line. Enough for a Shamrock first down. Shamrocks has certainly utilized the screenplay so far today.
Matt, we mentioned the clock difficulties tonight. I believe. Oh, wait a second. I thought he just signaled a 2-minute warning. I don't know what's going on with the clock tonight.
Grossis stays in, running back. And that'll be a false start on the Shamrocks. Sloppy play on the line so far from both teams. All these penalties has made a really choppy pace of play so far. Well, as it stands, Shamrocks now 1st and 15. Asom still in the game. Receiver at the bottom of your screen. Trayvon Neal at the top of your screen. Kamani Jones and Johnny Morris Jr. are slot receivers, and Brett Anktel, Zach Grossis is the halfback. Spencer
Protection.
looking down the right side. He's got Graham looking wide open. Graham Asom picks up 10 on the play.
I mean, you know he's playing injured, but it seems like there's nothing the guy can't do offensively. We saw him last week step in and play quarterback. He had a touchdown pass. Only played a few short plays tonight, and he already has 2 huge catches. Well, obviously the touchdown in the first quarter, but that was a great pickup of 15-plus yards there. Get his team back on the right side of the field.
I guess he can't be that nicked up if he continues to play with the Shamrocks with a 22-point lead. Second down and short. Spencer takes a shotgun snap. Quick handoff to Grossis up the middle. Not much room, but he might be close enough. referee is signaling third. Oh, now he changed it to first down. First down, Shamrocks.
Shamrocks, first down.
Shamrocks just milking down the clock wherever it may stand. First down and 10. Spencer looks left, lofts it up. He's got Asim. Poor decision there by Spencer, throwing into double coverage, Connor.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him throw that ball. He telegraphed the pass the whole way. He saw Asim was double covered there and still threw the ball. Risky move to throw it to a guy that's already injured. But if you're the Shamrocks, it's nice to see Spencer force one down the field. You know, that's the first time we've seen it tonight.
No, but you're right. He just stared left the entire time. He never looked right once.
Yeah, he dialed that up pre-snap.
Ace in the lone wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Gross is still in at running back. Fakes the handoff, gives it to Graham with a quick slant. Graham will take it down to about the 36. They'll spot it at the 35. Shamrocks go no huddle.
Have to think they're moving against the clock now. It's probably dwindling down close to the end of the half here.
Spencer looks left. He's got a receiver. Kamani Jones caught it. What a catch. Beautiful catch on the sideline by Kamani Jones. Not sure if he got 2 feet, but I don't think you have to in this league. I believe it's just 1 foot you have to have in.
I'm not even sure if he got 1 foot in there. It looked like he was out of bounds when he toe tapped. But generous call there by the ref.
Asim coming off.
I don't know, Matt. From my view, it looked like when he caught the ball, he was partly out of bounds already. But the ref was shielded by the defensive player, so we couldn't really tell where his feet were.
Shamrocks get the benefit of the doubt. 4th down and let's say about 3.5, 3.
Mill City's in a cover 2.
Spencer getting pressure up the middle. Oh, and he gets wrapped up and taken down for a huge loss. Mill City will take over on downs. Can't fault Spencer very much on that one. He had no time to react whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Spencer to take right there. I mean, if he throws that away and there's no receiver in the area, it's intentional grounding, automatic turnover on downs, and then yards added to it. So perhaps that was the best play for him to take the sack there. And there can't be much time on the clock for this Mill City Eagles team to move the ball down the field against this Shamrock defense.
I'm surprised that the Shamrocks didn't go with a quick slant or try to do something that they've had a lot of success with. I mean, they've been a very good running team all year as well, so it's kind of strange that they would go for a play that would take time to develop.
And if you're Mill City, I mean, you really have to count your lucky stars that it's only 28-6. I feel like the Shamrocks have played a decent half of football, but they've really shot themselves in the foot a few times, and this could be a much larger lead for the Shamrocks heading into halftime.
Another offside for the Eagles. It's about 5 of those so far for them in the first half.
Yeah, very undisciplined up front for the Eagles, and, you know, going back to what I was saying about the Shamrocks shooting themselves in the foot, I haven't really seen too many missed opportunities for this Eagles team. I've seen them run into a stout defense by Marlboro, and they haven't been able to move the ball very effectively, minus the one freak touchdown they had.
Lofted it up the left-hand side, and the pass is dropped. Nice pass. Marlboro defender actually over-pursued, and that left number 33 wide open. Joseph Cologne, 6'3" receiver from Springfield, Mass, had the ball in his hands and went right through.
And that was Martinez out there for the Shamrocks, the D-back. he didn't even know where the ball was. He kept trotting down the field as the ball went sailing right over or stayed sailing before he caught up to the receiver there.
Second down and 15. Garnfield rolls out, gets the pass off down the sideline. He's got some room. Pushed out of bounds a couple of yards short of the first down. Pass caught by Dre Ryu.
Seems like a very long first half of football here at Keller Field.
And without the clock, it
seems a lot longer,
sure
which is
does.
making me start to wonder, are we actually playing, is it 15-minute quarters?
Yeah. Third down and 3 for the Eagles. Garfield drops back, looks deep, goes down the middle, has a receiver. Picked off! Picked off by Lamar Edmonds. Edmonds' second pick of the season.
It's about time the Shamrocks pulled in an interception, huh? Nice play by Edmonds there. He's backing up with the receiver.
Eagles had to try to go for something there. They had to try to force the issue.
Absolutely.
But Edmonds comes down, gets the pick. Hey, look, he's gassed. He is absolutely gassed over there on the sideline.
And it was Edmonds that had the pick 6 to the house in their first home game, right?
Correct.
Yeah, he's been one of their most solid overall defensive backs this season so far.
Last week he had the fumble recovery that he took to the house. 3 straight weeks with a touchdown. 2 out of the last 3 games he's come down with a pick.
And I think they're calling that halftime. I'm not even sure that the Shamrocks kneeled the ball out. But we'll take it.
Well, after some confusion, like there's been a lot of here in the first half, we're going to head to halftime. Shamrocks leading the Eagles 28-6. Shamrocks have a commanding 28-6 lead. Shorter kickoff, lands at about the 20-yard line. Fielded, taken up the middle. Able to get through a first couple of tacklers. Breaks to the outside, has some room, and takes it all the way out to the 40-yard line for a 20-yard return.
Yeah, it looked like the Eagles players weren't sure who was wanting to field that kickoff there. Kind of stood around for a second before they grabbed it.
Return man on that one was 33, Joseph Cologne.
Well, Matt, obviously the score indicates that the first half story was the Shamrocks imposing their will on this Mill City Eagles team. But as I mentioned before the break, the Shamrocks shot themselves in the foot quite a few times. They should have had a few interceptions on the same drive. They botched a few interceptions, or should be interceptions. And they kind of shot themselves in the foot, like I said. So we'll see if they can play a little bit better in this half, and if they do, this could go south really quick.
Shamrocks with some defensive confusion here to begin the second half. Looks like they'll be called for too many men on the field to begin the half here. Not the cleanest performance so far today by the Shamrock defense. Certainly not what we're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, and the one touchdown that they did give up was kind of on that circus throw by Granfield in the back of the end zone there. It was just a miscommunication play by the Marlboro defense. But yeah, I mean, you feel like they could be playing better defensively. All the penalties that they've acquired throughout the night is just helping Mill City. I mean, I know they've only scored 1 touchdown, but you can't give this team any life being up this much. You got to kind of put them away at this point in the game.
Eagles begin this drive at the 42, first down and 10. Arnfield fakes the handoff, takes himself in a quarterback draw right up the middle. Solid gain on first down, pick up of about 7. He's really been the lone bright spot for this Eagle offense so far, Connor.
He's really almost the whole offense. If you think about it, he makes all the plays outside the pocket. He has the most rushing yards on the team tonight. He's extending the plays for his receivers to get open and catch a pass. As we mentioned, it's all built off his legs, man. He's getting outside the pocket, trying to make something work with his legs.
Another fake handoff, same play, run up the middle. Back-to-back plays. Arnfield takes the quarterback draw right up the middle. 2 rushes, 13 yards, and an Eagle first down. Looks like the Eagles saw something in the Shamrock defense they wanted to exploit here in the second half. Now in the pistol, another he actually hands it off this time. The Shamrocks ready for that. Short pickup, maybe about a yard or 2. Thankfully, the clock issues have been resolved. Happy to let you guys know that there's 13 minutes and counting here in the third quarter.
Felt like a very long second quarter there, Matt. Almost like a 25-minute second quarter.
It didn't feel like 15 minutes, that's for
Not
sure.
at all.
Spencer gets the handoff, or the shotgun snap, looks left, goes downfield, and the ball is broken up. Broken up by number 39. 39, Sherrod Hayward. Nice play. One of only 2 or 3 passes that have gone either 15 or more yards so far in the game. Pretty conservative offense overall for Mill City. Have another penalty at the line. Looks that might be an encroachment. Turns a 3rd and 7 now into a 3rd and 2.
Another penalty by the Shamrocks.
Fake handoff, another quarterback keeper. This time he goes up the right-hand side, taken down, but I believe he has enough for an Eagle first down. Solid drive coming out in the second half here from Mill City.
QB Reed working for the Eagles there. Granfield able to assess the defense, see if they bite on the handoff. And if they don't, he's going to push it right up the middle like we've seen him do a few times already. And it's working.
Receiver in motion. Oh, the ball is dropped. But it looks like it was, Shamrocks are indicating that they picked it up. And the referee agrees. Shamrock pick up the turnover. Ball was recovered by number 44, Michael Farley. Just when you thought things were starting to go well for Mill City, they shoot themselves in the foot yet again.
And they tried to get a little too fancy there on the sweep handoff. Granfield unable to field that snap cleanly because his receiver interfered with the snap. And Farley had the willpower on the bottom of that scrum to come away with the football. And time is running out for the Eagles now, Matt. Having the ball,
half, you're right.
Having the ball, moving it down the field a little bit, having a little momentum offensively, all ended with a fumble like that. Not good for the Eagles.
Shamrocks start their first drive of the second half at the 37-yard line. Kamani Jones, the back. Mill City showing some pressure. Spencer hangs in the pocket, lobs it up to Graham Mason, and the pass is broken up by number 34, Angel Cruz. Mason a little slow getting up. It looks like he's okay.
And pretty decent protection there by the O-line, but Spencer, the backup quarterback, just leaving that a little short of his receiver ace. Excuse me.
apparent, picking this team. They all scrimmage. Jones remains in the game, the halfback. Asim at the bottom of your screen. Handoff goes to Jones. Hits up the middle, bounces to the right. Shakes a tackle, but brought down at the 42-yard line. It looked like he lost his footing. Ooh, he's come up a little bit lame. Like I said, he slipped a little bit before he was tackled.
Shamrocks, 42-yard line. Third is on 6.
Yeah, it looked like he was going good there. Maybe he could bust that up the sideline, but that last cut on the outside kind of slowed him up a little bit, and 33 was able to swallow him up.
Another tough break for the Shamrocks. In the first half, they lost defensive end Orlando Anderson Prescott. Now here in the second half, Kamani Jones looks to have gone down with a lower leg injury. If we get any more information, we'll be certain to pass it along. 3rd down and 7 here for the Shamrocks. Spencer looks to the right. He's got Brett Ankle. He's got room in front. Ankle powers his way past the 40 to the 39-yard line and has something to say. The two players square up. Cooler heads seem to prevail, though. Now it's the Eagle players yelling at one another. That defensive back for the Eagles, he's squared up like he was about to throw hands.
We don't have him on our roster list there, but number 5 was a feisty little guy there. I think his name is...
I think that was Pusey.
O'Shane Pusey.
Spencer fakes the handoff, hits Graham Asim on the slant. Solid first down pickup, about 5 yards. Asim, though, takes another lick going across the middle.
And he's so explosive off the line, Matt. He's really tough to defend because if he goes straight at the corner's going to try and bump him at the line of scrimmage within 5 yards, but oftentimes Graham Asim just separates from the corner with his feet there, like you saw in the inside move there, getting him open for the quick little reception.
Officially a pickup of 6, 2nd down and 4. Shamrocks in the pistol. Handoff goes up the middle to Brett Ankle. He's got some room on the right side. Powers his way through and looks like he has enough for a first down.
Ankle likes to get right in the defense's face after he gets up from running the ball, as we saw again there. Fired up player he is.
Kamani Jones looks to be icing down his leg over there on the bench. Not sure if we will see him for the rest of the game. So that means more carries for guys like Ankle and Grosses. Shamrocks pick up another first down. Midway through the 3rd quarter, Shamrocks continue to lead 28-6. Spencer eyeing down the left-hand side. He's got a man. It's Johnny Morris Jr. He gets to the sideline and has enough for the first down, a 13-yard pickup. Shamrocks moving the ball at will.
Good sportsmanship there by number 33 of Mill City, picking up Johnny Morris Jr. after the hit out of bounds. And Marlboro in full control here, Matt. They're definitely taking their time here, coming to the line of scrimmage. They're keeping that clock moving, getting closer to scoring. Have to think a score here would be kind of a knockout punch for this Mill City team.
First down and 10. 13. Quick hitter goes across. I believe that went again to Johnny Morris Jr. Another solid pickup on first down. Corey Spencer, backup quarterback to Blake Rice, has looked very comfortable here in the second half. Not that he played especially poorly in the first half, but he's looked much better here at the start of the third.
And I like the Shamrocks approach too, being up 28-6, excuse me. You'd think that they would just run the ball, keep the clock moving, but they're letting their backup quarterback get comfortable in the pocket and throw some good passes to his receivers.
I mean, these are the kind of moments that could help your team, 5-6 weeks ago from now if something happens again to Blake Rice.
Absolutely. Build his confidence just like they are doing.
Oh, poor shotgun snap. Spencer falls right on top of it. It's going to be about a 4-yard loss.
That ball never left the ground there, Matt. Good job by Spencer to just jump on it.
Clock continues to run, down 5.5. Much quicker pace this third quarter than the second quarter.
It's nice to have a running clock that works here.
Approaching 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Shamrocks at the 15-yard line. 3rd down and 7. Spencer looks to his right. He's got Johnny Morris Jr. again. Has it initially, but then he's popped. And Morris Jr. cannot hold on to the ball. That'll bring up 4th down. Let's see if they keep their offense on the field, if they let Caruso. They're going to send Caruso out there. Looks like they will. Let's see who they have kick the field goal. Caruso's still on the sideline. Now Caruso's the extra point and short yard field goal specialist. Let's see who they have kick the field goal here.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the winning 50-50 raffle ticket is here in the press box. If you are holding ticket number 3178.
Looks like it's going to be number 27. Chris Bruno.
Hey, Zach, run it back!
He is the kickoff specialist. Much stronger leg than Caruso. But there's a reason why he's not the full-time place kicker, so see if he has the accuracy on this one. The kick is up. Looks like it is just short. The field goal's no good. Mill City will take over. With 4:38 to go here in the third quarter, Shamrocks maintain their 22-point lead, 28-6.
No harm, no foul, though, for the Shamrocks. You just ate up a lot of time here in the third quarter, brought the ball back inside the 20-yard line of the Mill City Eagles. And the way their defense has played tonight, you can't be worried right now about Mill City mounting the comeback.
There's a lot to feel good about on that drive.
Absolutely.
Spencer got into a nice rhythm. If it's not for the poor shotgun snap, they probably go down and they at least have a closer attempt at a field goal. Like you said, they chew up a ton of time. But somehow, some way, Mill City continues just to kind of hang around. I mean, it's a 22-point game, but a big play here can make it a 2-score game. Fake the handoff. Again, the quarterback keeper up the middle, but Shamrocks are ready for it this time.
Yeah, they were all over that one. I think they said to themselves, we've seen this a little too much over the past 2 drives.
The Shamrock defense so far on the season has been just incredible. Only allowed 3 touchdowns and 1 field goal in 3.5 games. Second down and 9. Garnfield looks, rushed out of the pocket, throws on the sideline and makes. And actually, that's a completed pass. Enough for the first down. Granfield with the, yep. I believe I said Garnfield, yep, so it's Granfield. Granfield, a nice play, rolling out of the pocket. Hit his receiver on the sideline for a first down.
And as you said before, man, that's really their whole offense is Granfield just trying to make something happen, whether it be the QB option, keeper up the middle, a rollout pass. That's really the whole offense of Mill City.
Handoff up the middle, nothing.
That's what's happened all night when they've handed it off to a running back. They've been snuffed.
Shamrock run defense has to be one of the best in the league.
It'd be interesting to see the amount of rushing yards that Mill City has tonight. Obviously, Granfield's been able to pick up some gashing runs on that QB read, but outside of that, as I mentioned to the running backs, they probably have negative yards to their running backs.
2nd down and 9. Granfield looks across the middle. Just overshoots an intended receiver. Number 18, Dre Rio. Decent looking play. Just overshot him just a bit.
Good coverage by Marlboro there, too.
The incompletion on 2nd down brings up 3rd and long. Ball on the 34-yard line.
Good crowd tonight here at Kelleher Field.
Best fans in the New England Football League, if I say so myself.
That's right. Yeah, they certainly showed up. In that first game here in quite a while, a few weeks back. And they showed up tonight again.
Granfield rolls out of the pocket. He's been dangerous when he does this. Finds his man across the middle. Pass completed to number 2, David Hamilton, 6-foot wide receiver from Bill Ricca. And again, Granfield rushed out of the pocket, makes another great play on the run.
Improvised.
I mean, if I'm Marlboro at this point, I don't even know if I want to send any type of pressure whatsoever. I tell my linemen just to contain, keep a spy on the quarterback.
Yeah, he's had his most comfortable when he's outside the pocket.
Granfield rolls out of the pocket again, throws on the run, has Hamilton again, and that looks like it's enough for another Eagle first down. Hamilton drags the pile for a couple of yards before being finally taken down.
Hamilton needed an army to tackle him there. Good pickup by the wide receiver.
And the Eagles have done this throughout the game, though. Have a few plays here and there. They start to build some momentum, but then it's either a poor decision or a penalty or something like that that really stops the drive.
It almost seems like Mill City's just telling their receivers to find some open ground now and let Granfield work with his legs and find an open guy.
Again, outside the pocket, on the run, connects again. 3rd straight completion for Granfield.
That was Hamilton again.
3 straight completions for Hamilton.
The past 2 plays anyway, he hasn't really done anything special. He's running about a 10-yard hitch and just turning around and inside the zone and sitting, waiting for Granfield to hit him.
Marlboro having a difficult time with Granfield's mobility. Looks like the Shamrocks will call a timeout, try to gather themselves. With 36 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter, Shamrocks lead by 22. Welcome back, Kelleher Field, the beginning of the 4th quarter. Mill City on the move. They completed the last 3 passes, but this time it's a handoff. Handoff goes up the right-hand side. Oh, he tries to clear him. Oh, what a play. Brave move by Stephen Pelletier. He goes airborne and he gets flipped.
And I thought for a minute he was just going to straight clear over the defender, but he caught his foot right on the helmet and went into a twirl.
They're a couple inches away from a Sports Center top 10.
That would have been quite a leap.
First down, quarterback keeper this time, shakes off the first. Granfield makes it to the outside and gets out of bounds. Minimal gain.
And if I'm Mill City, I don't know why you're trying to dial up a run at all. I would keep calling the pass play, let your quarterback try and move outside the pocket and make something work. We just saw it 3 straight times on this same possession. Then they try and go back to the run, which hasn't really worked all too well for them.
officially no gain. 2nd down and 10. Granfield again on the run, this time on the left-hand side, throws it across the middle, and he's got his receiver, and that is a touchdown. Touchdown, Eagles. What a drive by Granfield.
You think Granfield likes David Hamilton at receiver?
My goodness.
4 catches on the drive there with a touchdown, capping it off. And they're a 2-point conversion away here from bringing this thing back within 2 possessions.
Somehow, some way, Mill City has stayed in this game.
And they're going to kick the PAT here, which is probably smart.
This to make it a 15-point game.
Let's see if he can correct the punch butter cut from his first go-around.
This one looks like it is straight through. Extra point is good, and with 14:05 to go here in the 4th quarter, the Shamrocks hold on to a 15-point lead. Mill City set to kick off. They just capped off an impressive drive with a touchdown pass from Granfield to Hamilton to make this a 2-score game. Tavon Lewis brings it past the 30. Then gets dragged down to the 33-yard line. And a little bit of extra stuff outside. Starting to get a little chippy. Mill City starting to feel themselves a little bit. Gain some confidence. Shamrock offense hasn't done anything in quite some time.
It'll be interesting to see how the Marlboro Shamrocks attack this Mill City defense now that they've closed the gap a little bit. Do you continue to try and run the ball, move the clock down, or do you trust in your backup quarterback Spencer to make some throws down the field and keep the chains moving?
When they were up by 22, you felt like they could probably experiment a little, take some chances. Now, you have to go with what actually works. Spencer, hand off to Grosses. Grosses goes up the right-hand side. He's got room, makes it to the sideline, and pushed out of bounds after an 8-yard gain.
We got a hurt player on the field there.
That's number 96. Chop Stewart, who was the one who picked off Spencer's pass in the first half.
Gifford, Florida native. That's a big man to be intercepting the pass, but that was a great play he had there in the first half.
Second down and a long 2. Crosses the lone back. Handoff goes to him up the middle. Gets through the first level and taken down after about a 10-yard gain. First down, Shamrocks. I guess that must answer our question. They're going to run the ball, run some clock.
Well, you said it best, Matt. Stick to what works, and Grasses has been a beast on the ground all night for them when they've handed him the ball. And he continues to be here late in this one. And he runs hard, too. He gets the ball in his hand, and he just runs up the field when he can and hard at all times.
No flash in his game. Rossi stays in, assignment to protect. Quick slant to Asim. Asim breaks through. Finds the sideline. And that's going to be another Shamrock first down.
And he is just scary fast. I mean, most guys catch that over the middle. They're going to be taken down a few yards after the catch, but he's able to step around defenders, work his way outside. Obviously, no room to move up the sideline there, so smart of him to take it out of bounds. But
great yak guy.
Oh, yards after catch, baby.
Asim stays in the game. Receiver at the bottom of your screen.
And we know he's playing hurt. in some capacity. He didn't start the game tonight for the Shamrocks. Had a touchdown on just a second play, so it's good to see him out there and doing his thing.
Shamrocks at the Eagle 36. Another handoff up the middle to Grosses. Again, Grosses through the first level. And it takes 3 Mill City Eagles to take him down. And that's going to be enough for another Shamrock first down. Under 12 minutes to go. 11:45 to be exact here in the fourth quarter. Shamrocks up by 15.
Grass is slowly becoming a huge problem for the Mill City Eagles.
Since injuring his leg early on in the third quarter, we have yet to see Kamani Jones come back into the game. Fakes the handoff, goes up top to Neal. Dangerous pass. Underthrown, almost intercepted.
You have to kind of wonder what's up with that play call on first down. Obviously, Grasses has been such a beast on the ground for the Shamrocks this drive. Why not continue to push the ball in his hands and keep the clock moving as well as picking up chunks of yards on the ground?
I just don't understand because that play hasn't worked all night.
Right.
They haven't been able to move the ball downfield in the air at all.
Right.
So in this juncture of the game, to be able to do something like that, it's head scratching.
And when Spencer's tried to force the ball down the field, most of the time he's been short of the receiver.
Certainly hasn't shown much in the way of arm strength so far.
Seems like an unnecessary risk to take at this point.
Absolutely. Second down and 10. Another handoff. This time it's to Anktel, and he goes up the left side. Taken down. And some hard running there from Anktel.
Anktel on the run. Number 34, Anktel Cruz.
I mean, when they have all 3 of their backs cycling through and healthy, I mean, that's a heck of a stable of running backs between Jones, Anktel, and Grosses. Under 10 minutes to go. Shamrocks looking for the knockout punch.
What a game this would be, though, if Marlboro didn't have the punt and the kick return touchdowns. Could potentially be 14-13. Obviously, we mentioned they shot themselves in the foot a lot tonight in other areas, but those proving to be huge scores for the Shamrocks.
Kayvon Lewis goes in motion. Spencer. A little out pass. That was caught by Johnny Morris Jr. Ruled down. Looks like it's enough for another Shamrock first down. Move the chains, keep the clock rolling.
And getting first down for the Shamrocks.
Besides that one questionable call on the deep pass play on first down, it's been one heck of a drive for the Shamrocks.
Hey, Zach, how you feeling?
Anktel the back. Handoff, fake handoff. Pass outside to Lewis. Lewis has some room. Does he have the edge? He does! Kayvon Lewis with the Shamrock touchdown.
See, those are the types of passes you want Spencer to make. Safe, reliable throws on the outside. That was a wide receiver pick, so Lewis was able to get completely open there, find the edge, and get inside the end zone for the touchdown. That's the nail in the coffin right there, Matt.
I would assume so. Shamrocks take the 21-point lead, extra point pending.
Hey, Johnny! Johnny!
And that's totally defeating to Mill City. You know, they score, they get within 2 scores with a 2-point conversion, and then Marlboro answers back, marching right down the field and putting the nail in the coffin.
Caruso, extra point is good. Caruso, 5 for 5 on the day in extra points.
Shamrocks 35, Eagles 13.
With 8:30 to go here in the fourth quarter, Shamrocks in control, 35-13. Did you miss your favorite WMCT original program? Don't worry. You can stream all of our original content through the video on demand feature on our website. Just go to WMCT-TV.com, click on the video on demand link, and search for your favorite program. Shamrocks put together a very impressive drive, punishing the Eagles on the ground, capped off by the touchdown pass for the second time today. Actually, excuse me, the first time today. The first one earlier today was Kamani Jones. That one was to Kayvon Lewis.
And with roughly 8 minutes left, Mill City needs a miracle.
Hamilton takes it out from the 5. Oh, and he gets lit up at the 33.
I think that was Lewis who just scored the touchdown for the Shamrocks, putting on the big hit on special teams. You love to see it.
See how effective Hamilton is on this upcoming drive after that hit.
Yeah, he was huge for him last drive. 4 catches with a touchdown, capping off the drive. You have to think the Shamrocks have or will adjust the defensive scheme here on this drive.
You would think, but they've had a difficult time with it all night.
Seemed like they dropped back into a lot of zone last go around. Maybe they're going to switch back to man, put a little pressure on the quarterback, make him throw to one-on-one coverage. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. They're pressing right at the line. You like to see that if you're Marlboro.
Lamar Edmonds, the lone safety back there. Again, Granfield on the run. This time, oh, another interception through the hands of Deshaun Perkins. Should have been his second pick on the day.
And we said it, Marlboro clearly didn't like the way they played defense on the last Eagles drive. Played a lot of zone. Let Hamilton, in particular, get into open areas, and which led to a touchdown for himself. And coming right out with man-to-man coverage, almost picking the ball off on the first play of the drive is great for Marlboro.
Shamrock showing blitz. Hampton comes off the left edge. Granfield, oh, swallowed up by 3. Led by the defensive captain, Brandon Hampton. And Granfield is on the deck.
He was sandwiched there like an Oreo cookie.
That was an ugly hit.
That was one of those ones too where he had no idea there was someone coming in from his blind side. He just saw the guy in front of him and whap.
Looks like Granfield is being helped off. The star of the game for the Eagle offense, walking off the field. That will see him for the rest of tonight.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe that the backup quarterback's going to be able to replicate what he's been able to do for their offense tonight.
Hey, Trey and K next. Trey and K.
Granfield is replaced by Najee Hillman, 6 foot, 205-pound quarterback from Chicopee.
My bad.
Can't imagine he's as mobile as Granfield. Shamrocks playing off, going into his zone. Hillman goes deep. He's got a man. Ball's knocked up and intercepted. Interception made by Sherrod Hayward. Tipped the ball up, spotted it, grabbed it.
Great awareness by Hayward there. He's made a couple good defensive plays out there for the Shamrocks tonight.
It's got to feel good for the Shamrocks to get out there and finally start making a couple of plays, really influencing the game.
And this is where Marlboro can now start to hit the ground with the ball.
I can't imagine they're going to throw the ball.
Nah, they should run it, keep the clock moving.
As effective as it's been.
Try and get out of here with no injuries. So they can stay healthy moving down the line in the season here.
How's the time?
7:22 to go here in the fourth quarter. Shamrocks take over, up by 22.
Looks like Marlboro's well on their way to their 3rd straight win.
Each week they've increased their point total. See if they can put up 3 more points and do that again here tonight. Swing pass out to Szilagyi. Szilagyi makes a man miss. Heads to the sideline and eventually taken down. Defensive back number 33, Joseph Cologne, continues to chirp.
Jeff, how are you? How are we?
Clock continues to roll, 6:45 to go. Surprisingly to me, Graham Asom is in the game at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, I was surprised to see a pass there on first down being up this big.
Spencer, again to pass. Another quick slant. This time goes to Johnny Morris Jr. Johnny Morris Jr. Picks up about 6-7 on the play. Took the big hit, didn't matter. Back-to-back pass plays here in a situation that I wouldn't exactly think that would be the case.
Well, Graham Asom certainly is the most explosive receiver, probably the most talented receiver on this roster. But Johnny Morris Jr. is probably the best surefire receiver they have in terms of those short yardage passes.
A little bit of early movement. That's going to be an encroachment. Spencer gets rid of the ball smartly to avoid the hit. Now looks like that's Chop Stewart who came across the line a little too early. That'll give the Shamrocks 5 extra yards. All be spotted at the Eagle 38-yard line. First down, Marlboro. 5:38 to go here in the fourth. Ankle the back behind Corey Spencer. Another outside pass, this time goes to Asom. Asom sheds a block. He might go. He turns on the Jets, and Graham Asom goes in for the Shamrock touchdown.
Unbelievable.
36-yard touchdown, Spencer to Asom.
Any other receiver on the field, Matt, that goes for 5-6 yards maybe. Graham Asom, afterburners turn on, and it's a touchdown. Unbelievable play.
That is track level speed, baby. Once Asom gets some space, it's over.
That's his 3rd touchdown over the last 2 games. Paced this Shamrock offense early on in the season.
Good job, Johnny. Good job, buddy.
Last week, Asom makes an incredible toe tap catch in the end zone, then replaces Blake Rice in the second half as quarterback.
That's right. He had a passing touchdown. That's his 4th touchdown overall in the past 2 games.
You figure it won't be long before he gets healthy and he has a kickoff return or a punt return for a touchdown too. Oh, extra point by Caruso is good, and with 5:30 to go here in the fourth quarter, the Shamrocks lead the Eagles 42-13.
And they've improved on their offense, scoring-wise, each week here now in the past 3 weeks. But it almost doesn't feel like they've really opened up their whole arsenal yet. I mean, they've left a lot on the table, it feels like, tonight. They haven't played their best football, and they're still winning 42-13. That's a scary thought if you're another team in this league.
You figure the best part from a coaching standpoint is that it wasn't a great performance by all 3 phases. I mean, it was a great performance from the special teams, but from the offense, there was something that was left to be desired. Defensively, they had a ton of penalties. So this week in practice, it's not like everyone's going to be high-fiving. The coaching staff has a lot to talk to their players about.
Absolutely. It's a big win, but a lot of work to shore up some of those things that you mentioned.
Kickoff, fielded at the 18. Cologne takes it up the left-hand side. Oh, and then he trucks the man, looks to truck another. And then finally, 4 or 5 Shamrocks take him down. What a return by Cologne. I couldn't tell who it was that he trucked, but boy, oh boy. One Shamrock was left flattened right there.
I'm surprised there's not going to be a penalty thrown there. It looked like there may have been a late hit on Cologne by the Shamrocks, but I think at this point in the game, with the score being what it is, the referees are just going to let the boys play.
Well, you also don't want things to get out of hand at this point. The game's over. You don't want anybody from either side taking any unnecessary shots, anybody getting injured.
And not sure if Granfield can go for the Eagles, but they're going to sit him out either way.
Hillman on his first attempt, went downfield. This time it's a handoff. And again, as it's been all season long, the Shamrock run defense comes up with another stop. This time it's Darian Belazar that comes streaking in for the tackle.
Belazar was in the backfield there before the running back even knew he had the football.
Shamrock defense has looked much more energetic the last couple of possessions. Clock running down to 2:30 to go here in the fourth. Shamrocks on their way to a win that'll improve their record to 3-1 on the season. Hillman drops back, looks left, has his man. That was DJ Dawkins with the reception. Lost his footing there.
I think he was lucky to complete that pass. It looked like Brandon Hampton, the linebacker for the Shamrocks, ran right past that ball in midair. He didn't even know it was going by his helmet there. Let's hope they don't stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. No need to do that tonight here. After we've already played what feels like a much longer game than a 60-minute football game.
Hillman looking to pass again. Goes deep into double coverage. Pretty decent pass, actually.
Yeah, he left that up in the air where only his receiver could get it, just a little outstretched over his arms. Even though these are garbage time attempts for the Mill City Eagles, you have to believe Marlboro wants to stop them at all costs. They don't want to let up any more points and make themselves look bad moving into next week's game.
They had only let up 3 touchdowns on the season coming into this game, so to let up 3 touchdowns in one game, I'm sure that would leave a sour taste in a lot of the defensive players' mouths. Hillman going to the air again. A hit to Cologne. And, woo, big time pop. Josh Rhodes lays the wood on Cologne.
I think that's going to be a turnover on downs there, Matt.
Cologne was short, didn't pick up the requisite yards. And the Shamrocks will take over on downs with 1:50 to go here in the fourth. Looks like it's about time for a couple of runs and a victory formation.
Not sure what's going on here, Matt. Looks like
on a night filled with a lot of confusion, I figured that we'd have a little bit more before we get out of here for the night. Mill City's head coach seems to be pretty upset about something, and now he wants to call a timeout for whatever reason.
That seems very poor sportish to call a timeout being down 42-13. I think he's upset that they didn't get the first down. He thinks that they were close. One of their players is John at the Shamrock sideline here. He's being called over by his head coach.
That's Joseph Cologne, who's been talking to the Shamrock sideline all game long.
I don't see what the confusion is by Mill City or by the referees here. He's clearly short of the first down marker. It's fourth down. He unable to get there. It's a turnover on downs. First down, Marlboro.
A lot to feel good about if you're the Marlboro Shamrocks tonight. You didn't play particularly well on offense or defense, but with the backup quarterback, you're still able to put up 42 points. Special teams played a great game. The team's first kickoff and punt return touchdown of the season. Despite being nicked up, Graham Mason still looked incredible. It's just a question of whether or not Blake Rice will be ready for next week's game. Handoff goes to Grossis, and he's looked like initially he was going to be taken down for no gain, but he drags the pile across the line of scrimmage and picks up about a yard or two. Oh, and here we go. This is, you can kind of see all this coming. A lot of chippiness going on. Marlboro would be smart just to get back in their huddle, just move on. You've already won the game. No sense in taking a chance of something happening to one of your guys. I mean, especially you don't want to sit there and have something strange happen against a team that's 0-3 and seemingly out of it already. And I think the referees have made a nice decision here. 1:30 to go in the game, but before anything really gets out of hand, we're just going to end this one. A very strange way to end what was a very strange game. Shamrocks win going away, 42-13 against the Mill City Eagles. That's going to wrap it up here for us in the WMCT Sports Game Day booth. For Dan Ginding, Mike Lawton, and Connor Clement, I'm Matt Bisaccio, and we will see you next time. We're here post-game with Shamrock jack-of-all-trades, Zach Grossis. Talk to me about first that opening kickoff return for a touchdown.
I saw I'm the up man, and it was a little short, so it kind of took a slow bounce, so I just jumped on it and kind of just hopped up and, I don't really realize after playing college football you can get up and run, but it just felt live, and I just kept going. Couple big blocks, and I was pretty gassed. I'm just glad I made it in, so.
Now, you guys, as far as on the offense is concerned, you, Kamani, and Brett, yeah, you guys are just an incredible three-headed monster at the running back position. Talk to me about you guys.
Well, that's exactly what it is. It's a three-headed monster. I mean, we've all done it at the collegiate level. We're all confident guys. We all trust our teammates. So we like it because we're able to give 100%, and then the next guy gets in and, get to see what he has to offer. So it's challenging because you try to make what's, best of your situation. But it's rewarding at the same time, so I like what we got going.
Now, the game overall wasn't a perfect one for all of you guys. He's got the belt. But the performance on the defensive end maybe wasn't the best that you guys have had this season. You guys gave up a second touchdown for the first time. You guys had a bunch of penalties. What are you guys going to have to clean up as far as your games going forward?
Just knowing the fundamentals, being smart. I think we had a couple offsides, just watching the ball, things like that, playing situationally. The good thing about our team is we got a lot of depth, so we're rotating guys in. They're getting experience, myself included. I'm an offensive guy from college, so we're having a lot of fun. It's just rolling with it and getting better week by week, and we know what we got to get better with, so we'll just take it and run with it.
We're here post-game with offensive coordinator Harrison Ingalls after a 42-13 throttling of the Mill City Eagles. You guys had to throw a backup quarterback out there, Corey Spencer. Talk to me about his performance.
4 touchdowns, like 250 yards. He had a pick on that, but he he knows the offense. He's been our quarterback for years before, his career took him away from the game. We were lucky enough that he was free so Blake could rest an injury. I mean, obviously Blake's our guy. It was just kind of a lucky situation where Corey was available. I reached out to him. He went and he threw on Monday and then came to practice. And, I mean, he just hit the field like he never left, so it was awesome.
Early in the second half, Kamani Jones goes down with an apparent lower leg injury, but you guys still have Ankle and you guys still have Grossis. Talk to me about how important those two guys are, and Kamani too, to the offense overall.
I mean, just what we want to do and establish a running game. They're all three of them are such big parts to it. Kamani said he just rolled his ankle, so he needs to ice it, but I mean, you saw what happens when you have Zach in there. Zach's kind of the unknown X factor. He goes in there, no one's heard of him. He plays defense, and then he's breaking long plays, and he's so powerful and tough to take down. And then Brett is almost the same way, so it's just to have the three of them, even when you miss one, it's a two-headed monster that really wears down defenses.